Heal.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of whatever the fuck I'm doing. What am I doing today? Well, I'm going to be talking about a particular show that's come out a while ago. At the time of this recording, only 6 episodes have come out. I believe it's going to be a 12 episode run. I think, at least it just depends on how it all goes. I don't know, but it's kind of drawn up a little bit of the good old controversy amongst the Twitter Puritans, you know, and whatnot. Redo of Healer. At least that's what the English translation of the title is. Now, I decided to take a look at this because when I heard about this, like, the first 2 episodes were out. And the more controversial stuff doesn't really drop in until about the 2nd episode. But yeah, I decided to take a look at it and see what the hell was going on. And you know what? I'm not that great. I don't mind it that much. I thought it was okay. You know? Like, no, don't get me wrong. This is a show with a lot of dark material, and while it's definitely bordering, veering into like a hinty facet, it's definitely like it kind of it skirts the line. I'll just say that. Like, yeah, but it has some dark material, subject matter, so it's definitely not, and it's definitely not for just anybody to watch. So if you're easily offended or triggered by these kind of things, don't watch it. But I'm pretty sure that's obvious. This show was meant for an adult-oriented audience. Okay, it's not meant for fucking Twitter Puritans and dumbass 12-year-olds with keyboards. But anyways, what is this show? Well, basically this show is it's in a fantasy world, like Dungeons and Dragons type setting, you know, with magic and heroes and knights and all this. And our main protagonist, I'm gonna probably butcher this for all I know, Kiaru. I don't know, who knows, but yeah, he is someone who when he approaches a certain age, because in this world, a select few of people can become quote-unquote heroes when their abilities awaken, whether or not you're like a swordsman, a magician, etc., etc. And Kiaru becomes a healer, but not just any type of healer. His healing capabilities is just beyond what any other type of healer can do. So much to the point that he can heal entire limbs. So yeah, he goes through. But the thing is, with these abilities that he has, when he heals somebody, he not only is he going to be able to learn their skills and abilities, like say if there's a person who's like really good at sword fighting and all of these techniques and skills, he's gonna learn that by touching you and healing you in the process. Or if you are good with certain magic, you know, he's gonna learn that. But not only does he do that, he also learns, he also gets like all your emotions, your nightmares, your dreams, your anxieties, like all of this, and just floods the brain, and it really takes a toll on him. It scares him when he first does this, and he does not want to do it again. You know, he's like, please don't make me do this. However, the kingdom that he's in, and the people behind it, they're the worst kind of people imaginable. They wind up forcing him to do this. They beat the crap out of him. They drug him up, get him hooked on this like weird purplish like drug to just make him more compliant. And then well, they pass him around like the peace pipe at a Native American gathering. Yeah, he get turned out more than the lady on the corner. I'm afraid. Yeah, and like it gets all funky, hunky dory there. You know, especially considering apparently in the lore of this show, I'm gonna just call it the goop of a hero. If you get that stuff, it kind of gives you a supposed power up. So, yeah, everybody was kind of getting their turn in on it. Man, woman, did not matter. But yeah, it was kind of funky. Yeah, but he goes through all this pain like over and over for years and years and years until eventually, until like this final supposed battle between this kingdom and this demonic force, and he's like he decides to go and fight the demonic chick that is supposedly like the enemy of it all. And he kind of like, when he defeats her, he gets this thing that allows him to basically go back in time, and he resets the clock. Like he puts himself back over to his life prior to it. You know, a redo, if you will. So essentially, now he's going to take the second chance to take vengeance upon all who had done wrong to him. So he starts preparing himself. He starts like taking mushrooms and all this stuff to build up a resistance to the drugs and all this, so he can go through this experience. And he subjects himself to some of this stuff that he's been through already, just in order to break through it. And when he does, he kind of takes his vengeance out on it, especially on this one chick, Princess Flare, who you think is all nice and sweet, but in reality, she's a mean bitch. Like, oh, like, I'm sorry, but she kicks this poor man right on the schlong, like, a lot, and it just made me cringe and go, don't do that, please. But yeah, he subjects himself to this torture once more, and when he and due to all the various people that he heals and whatnot, he gains all their abilities. So he's like stacking up his powers up until he's powerful enough to break free from the drug and his restraints, and he takes his vengeance out on Flare. And well, besides from just breaking her fingers and then and healing them up to do it again and again and again, he also he slaps her across the face with the hot dog. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, he just goes right across the face with that. And yeah, that happens. And while he's doing like all these fucked up things to her, it's like, yeah, it's pretty fucked up. But when you compare it to like the stuff she was subjecting him to, you know, all the torment, all the torture, it's like, yeah, you know, I can't feel anything for you. And he even starts, and when he's done, he's able to, like, he changes her face and basically, like, erases her, like, memories of her life and makes her basically a new person that's a devoted servant that's just enamored with him at this, and he's like playing this like 5D chess with revenge. He's like, I'm gonna take vengeance upon everyone, but I need to, plan carefully. I need to like get things going and whatnot. Like he'll like later on in this show, at the time I've been watching this, he gets a hold of this like wolf girl chick. Like she's a fighter, and he's like, okay, this chick will do nicely because they share a similar like penchant for revenge and whatnot. So he gets a hold of her, makes her one of his little slaves in the harem. Because it's standard like anime harem thing. He's collecting his gals one by one. So far he's only got like I think about 3 technically at the moment of this recording. But yeah, he gets one, and he's like building himself up. He's like planning on who he's going to attack later, because it's like he went through an entire lifetime of this, and now that he's got a second shot at this, he knows when he needs to drop in and attack and when not to, because there are other people that would spot the ruse quickly, But that's just kind of like the idea of the characters in the show so far, without getting too far into the spoiler territory, amongst other stuff. But I mean, the show it definitely skews the line on a Henty-esque vibe. I mean, like it probably kind of is, Henty with a more detailed plot, I would say, I guess, if you had to really put it in a corner. But I mean, was it really worth all the crazy people on Twitter just going, how horrible this is, and it's just like, nah, it really ain't. It's just like, yeah, there's dark material, but it's because it's hosted on a I guess it's like the anime equivalent of like HBO or something, where it's like they have the more darker toned shows up on there, I guess. I wouldn't know off the top of my head because I don't watch it from there. But but yeah, Redo of Healer, it's a show that's pretty okay. Like, I mean, like, and I'm not just speaking this as a man of culture. I'm speaking of this because I like the I don't know, I like the whole revenge plot. Does that make me a more crazy person? No. Like, it's just I like how he's just planning it out and how he'll subject himself to these, because he knows it's the only way he can get ahead in certain aspects of his plan, because he wants to not only get revenge on the people that wronged him, but the kingdom as a whole, because certain things he learns makes him understand that this is what he needs to do, and this is his goal, and how he achieves those goals, like all the planning and the thinking, the calculating, what tricks he's gonna pull. That's a main drive. It's like, I'm kind of interested to see how he goes, how this proceeds. And yeah, that's kind of about it. This is short but sweet, but yeah. I mean, I guess if anybody has seen Redo of Healer, tell me what you thought of it, and if there's anyone that's interested in it, I guess just don't watch this if you're easily triggered or offended, because like that's just definitely not the show for you or whatever. But yeah, that's gonna be about it. I guess what other shows or anime things you want me to talk about? I mean, I'm definitely open to listening, and maybe talking about all this other stuff. But beyond that, I think that'll be it. I hope to see you all next time. Goodbye.